but also like historical fiction and like, not fiction, wow. Hello everybody, my name is Kelsey and we're about to get very, very nerdy with a December book haul. So I did a thing. I haven't done a book haul in quite a few months, which has been good because it means I haven't really been getting a whole lot of stuff. And I did get a few things in November, but I showed all of those in my vlog that I did because I got them all at Y'all Fest. So I'll leave that linked above if you want to see that vlog. But this month, I have like 14 books to show you. And honestly, that's not even all the books that we got this month because I also have to include the books that my husband got this month, and I forgot to write those down. So I honestly don't even remember which ones he got. I just know that he got like, I think like 7 other books. But yeah, the first half of this is mostly Christmas books, like things that I got for Christmas as presents. And then the second half is because my husband and I had a coupon to a discount bookstore, and so we went because I had to sell a few things back. Like I had a lot of books that I've been accumulating in one space that I wanted to get rid of since I moved twice in 2019. So like every time I moved my books, I would go through and kind of pick out the books that I really wanted and which ones I didn't. And so I had a lot of books that I needed to sell back, and so we got a coupon, and so we ended up going, and that's where all of the books that my husband got came from, but I don't remember what they were. So I'll do better in the future, but I need to keep remembering to like add all of the books and not just my books, because now it's a collective library. It's a learning curve, you guys. But I have some really exciting books that I'm very excited about to show you. So let's just get started. The first one is one that you've definitely seen on my channel a handful of times if you watched any of my December videos, and that was The Best Christmas Pageant Ever by Barbara Robinson. This is just a super small book that like my husband's family really enjoyed and I'd never read, so he decided to buy this one for us. And this is about a family called the Hindermans, who are like the most awful rotten family ever, and they basically take over this church's Christmas pageant, and they don't know the story, so they're learning about the story, and it's just really entertaining. And I have already read this one, and it reminds me a lot of like a Roald Dahl book. That's kind of the vibe that I get from it, but it's just a cute like little Christmassy children's book that we picked up. The next one is one of the ones that I am the most excited about, and that is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling. This is the UK paperback cover. My best friend Lauren, which you guys would have seen a few times on here, is helping me collect the UK paperback editions, because she got me the first one because it said Philosopher's Stone on it instead of Sorcerer's Stone when she was in the UK, and I fell in love with it, and I fell in love with the paperback covers. And so she's been gifting them to me over the few years, and so now it's the third one, and I'm just obsessed with how absolutely gorgeous this I don't know if you can see how amazing this Patronus looks, but I am obsessed with these covers. They are so gorgeous. I just like to stare at it, and it feels really nice too. I'm fine, everything is fine. The next book that I have is the one that I got in the December Owl Crate, which I've definitely already showed on this channel, and that is The Guinevere Deception by Kirsten White. This is a YA Arthur retelling, but from Guinevere's point of view, and she's not really Guinevere, she's in disguise. I'm not entirely sure exactly what this book's about. I just really think it's going to be exciting, and I really like King Arthur retellings. I love that time period. I just like historical things, and this one sounded really interesting, so I'm glad that Owl Crate sent this out, because I'm not quite sure I would have picked this one up myself. The next one is one that I've talked about a lot on this channel, and apparently my husband was paying attention because he got it for me, and that is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. I read this book in May when my best friend and I picked each other's TBRs. This is one that she really enjoyed, and I loved it. It was so good, and ever since I've been wanting to get my hands on a copy, but he was listening to me and he picked up this book, and I am very excited. This is one that's definitely been talked about on YouTube quite a lot, But if you don't know, Eliza and Her Monsters follows a girl named Eliza who is very famous online in the artistic, like, comic world. She has this comic that is, like, super popular, but no one knows that she's the author. She's kind of incognito, and a boy moves to the school that she is at, and he is, like, the fan fiction #1 writer for her comic, and they become really good friends, but he doesn't know that she is the writer. So it's really, really fun. It's told in a fun way because not only do you have, like, normal narrative styles, you also get, like, little bits and pieces from the comics, as well as, like, transcripts, because she does have a couple friends online that she talks to who does know that she is the author of this. So you do get a mixed media style in this, but I think it's amazing because you have that, but you also have anxiety rep in here because Eliza does suffer from anxiety, and I think the writing was just amazing, and I loved this book, and I'm so happy that I have my hands on it. The next one is also one that my husband bought me, and it's one that's, like, really intriguing to me, and that is the Unofficial Harry Potter Cookbook. So this is exactly what it sounds like. It's not licensed or anything, but it's a cookbook, and everything in it is based on, like, the Harry Potter series. And, like, I'm not a big cook, but I really need to be. I do enjoy cooking when I do it. I just have to get, like, the energy to actually get up and do it because the thought of starting cooking stresses me out. But, like, once I start cooking, then everything is fine. But I'm really intrigued to see some of the things that are in here and try some of them out. So that's really, really exciting. I think this next one is the last one that my husband bought me for Christmas. It's like he knows me. And that is the book of Gutsy Women, Favorite Stories of Courage and Resilience by Hillary Rodham Clinton and Chelsea Clinton. So this is just, it's super thick, but it's literally just like a book with women in it that's written by Hillary Clinton and her daughter. And these are the types of books that I enjoy. I've read a few on this channel that I've definitely mentioned, and I've got a few that I really do want to read. And I'd honestly not heard of this book, but he said that he found it or heard it on one of the, like, the late night talk shows and thought that I'd really enjoy it. And I am stoked to get into this one. So I've already added this to my nonfiction jar because I have no chill. So hopefully I can get to this year. We'll see, but I'm really excited. And the last book that I got for Christmas, I actually got from my dad. And when I was growing up, we have all of these picture books that are dedicated to Christmas, like the Polar Express, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, things like that. And since having moved away, I've only got 2 out of the, like, 25 that my dad has collected over the years. And so he decided to help me in my collection, and he picked up this gorgeous copy of The 12 Days of Christmas by Jan Brett. Now, this artist drew something that I really enjoyed when I was little, and of course, now that I'm standing in front of the camera, I'm blanking on what that is. But, like, this is just a absolutely beautiful picture book, and, like, I just can't get over how amazingly gorgeous these pictures are. It's a cardboard book, so it's definitely more of a chill. Look at the cute little owls. It's literally the story of the 12 Days of Christmas, and I love it. It's gorgeous, and I'm so excited to add it to my collection of Christmas books. It's very pretty, and I just like to stare at it. I'm probably going to have to stare at this again before I pack it away because all of Christmas is packed away except for the book box. But this is so pretty, so thanks, Dad. And the rest of the books are the ones that I picked up myself from the bargain bookstore. So the first one that I picked up, I think it's the first one I picked up, is one that I've seen on BookTube for a while, so it's been out for at least 2 or 3 years, 2016. But that is The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. This is one that I've definitely heard about. I believe it's the first in a duology, but it just sounds really, really pretty, and the cover is what grabbed me because I knew it was one that I'd heard about before, and the spine is just absolutely gorgeous. So this follows 2 magicians set in Russia during kind of the Ottoman Empire. They are the only 2 magicians in Russia, and the Tsar is really worried about being taken over by all of the enemies, so he puts on the Crown's Game, where these 2 magicians basically battle each other to become the Tsar's right-hand man. So the one who wins will become his, like, highest advisor, and the other one will be put to death. And that's basically all I know, and that just sounds awesome because historical fiction, fantasy, my 2 favorite things. So I am really, really intrigued by this. It's not super big, it wasn't super expensive, so I thought I would give it a try. The next one is one that I've had my eye on for all of 2019. I'm pretty sure I learned about this at the end of 2018, and it's one that I've been really interested in, but like not enough to every time I see it spend like 20 something dollars on it. But I found it for like $4 and I said that's good enough for me, and that is The Cold in Her Bones by Peternet Van Arsdale. I probably said that wrong, but it's been described to me as a Medusa retelling. However, everything that I've read about it, I don't get that vibe from it. So this is a very short book, and it's a very complex synopsis, so I'm probably going to butcher everything that I'm saying, but from what I understand, it has to do with demon possession, and it follows our main girl, Mila, I believe is how you pronounce it, and she's only ever known her farm. She's never been allowed to leave it, so like the only friend that she has is her brother, and this girl named Iris, who is from the village, basically comes to like hide out in their farm, and she thinks, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a friend now, but there's something that's wrong in the village where like it's been possessed by a demon, or it's been cursed by a demon, and she's thought to be one of the girls that he's coming after, and so she gets kidnapped and put with all of these possessed girls, or what they believe are going to become possessed girls, and our main character, Mila, has to go save her. I have no idea, but this cover is just gorgeous, and that's really what grabbed my attention the first time that I saw it, and I'm really intrigued because, like I said, it's super short, so I'm wondering how, like, this, like, super big fantasy is going to be in such a tiny book. Like, is it even 300 pages? No, it's like 260. That's really short for a fantasy book, so I'm really intrigued about this one, but I'm really excited that I now have my hands on it, because it's one that I've had my eye on for a very long time. The next one is a total guilty pleasure, and I don't know what to think about when I read it, but it's called A Phantom of Pemberley, a Pride and Prejudice murder mystery. That's basically what it is. It's a murder mystery that takes place basically after Pride and Prejudice, so once Elizabeth and Darcy are happily married, it's been over a year, so it follows a murder mystery that takes place at Pemberley. And like, that's literally all I need to know about this, because anything that has to do with Jane Austen or Pride and Prejudice, I'm there for. And the last 4 books that I have to talk about are all non-fiction books. So obviously all of these are already in my TBR jar. But the first one that I've got here is The Plantagenets, The Kings That Made Britain by Derek Wilson. Now this is the family that basically took over England before the Tudors did. So this is, when I talk about my Philippa Gregory series, it's called the Plantagenet in Tudor England series, and so this is the family that was basically ruling right before the Tudors were. And so I've become really interested in them. Basically what I know from them is what I read in Philippa Gregory, which is historical fiction, so it is based in fact, but like how much of that is actually real? So this is just like a super short one that'll tell me more about this family and at least the kings of it, so like I'm really, really intrigued. The next one is one that I'm not even kidding you, every single version of this bookstore that I've been into has this book, and I've always picked it up and I've always looked at it and been like, that is really, really interesting, and then put it back. So I guess it was about time that I finally decided to pick it up, and that is Lady Almina and the Real Down Abbey. So this is the story of the family that was living in the Highclere Castle, which is where they filmed Downton Abbey. I just really love Downton Abbey, and I love that world, and so just to get an idea of the real family that lived in that house, I think is awesome. So I'm really intrigued by this one, and like I said, I've been trying to pick this one up, and I always put it back, but not today. So the next one is one that I honestly total impulse buy. I started watching something on Netflix, I think it's called Versailles, and it has to do with Louis XV, and I didn't know a whole lot about Louis XV, so I googled him, and I learned a little bit about him, and he intrigues me, so I picked up Lovin' Louis XV, The Women in the Life of the Sun King by Annetta Fraser. It literally follows Louis XV and like the women in his life, starting with his mother and going to his like wife. I believe he had 2 different wives, but he also had like a million mistresses because he literally slept with everybody. So I'm wondering how many of those are going to be in here. I'm just really intrigued to see about him. And like I said, I was really intrigued because I was watching this TV show. I've literally watched like 2 episodes, and that's I think about it. And I know nothing about Louis XV. Like literally nothing. I'm usually more interested in like English history than France history, but this one just grabbed my attention, so I thought I would give it a shot, and it was like a whole $1, so I said, you know, why not. The last book that I have to show you today is probably, out of the nonfiction, the one that I'm most excited about, and that is London's Strangest Tales, Historic Real Places, Extraordinary but True Stories. So these are like little itty bitty stories about London, and they're all true. It has like stories about moles, it has stories about, you know, alcohol-fueled escapes from the Tower of London. It's got like all of these ridiculous like love triangles, but they're all true stories, but they're not like super told stories. And like there's tons in here, and they're all like 1 or 2 pages long. Like it's not a whole lot of stuff to them, but they're just like super short, and it sounded like a lot of fun. So I picked it up. I'm really excited about this one because like it's not super long, and like I want to know. I want to know all of the little itty bitty stories that no one talks about. So that's it. Those are the 14 books that I bought or received in the month of December. I had a really good December. I've been doing really good at not buying too much, especially since having moved here and like literally there's no room for anything. But I was super lucky that I have a lot of really amazing people in my life, from my husband to my family to my best friend. Like, they spoil me. And then having a place that has really amazing books for like ridiculously cheap nearby. I hope you enjoyed. If you've heard of any of the books that I talked about today, please let me know. I'd love to talk with you and see if they are as awesome as I think they are. I'm actually really excited about all of these books. They look amazing. Yeah, let me know, like I said, down below if you've heard of any of these, if there's a book that you got in December that you were just like so excited about, whether that was because of Christmas or just like because December was the end of the year and you wanted to get some books in. Let me know. I would love to chat down below. But as always, if you liked this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you want to be part of this awesome growing family. And I will see you guys in my next video.